Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Season 3 of Royal Clan in ClanGen. When we left off, the clan was busy looking at potential mentors for their 3 kittens, with Cinnamon Tail standing out for his confidence when he jumped into battle against a large dog during a patrol. It is now moon 160 in the second turn of Greenleaf. Let's see what happens next. I am very excited to jump into our main events because we have the apprentice ceremonies this moon. So let's see. Royal Clan does not have enough healthy medicine cats. Cats will be sick/hurt for longer and have a higher chance of dying. That is because our royal physician Ghost Feather apparently has tripped over an unseen rabbit hole, spraining his paw. Scorch Hollow's small cut has healed up nicely. Newly made apprentice Burnpaw touches noses with her new mentor Foxclaw. So Burnpaw's father has been assigned as her mentor, and then the thought alone of fighting and hurting another cat makes Hazelpaw shiver. She decides to heal instead of fight, and Ghostfella takes her under his wing. Now, this is not going to be a thing because with the way I do my politics, my political circle, the role of mediator and medicine cat is something that you have to work up towards. You get promoted into those ranks. So I never have medicine cat or mediator apprentices. All of my cats start off as warrior apprentices and then have to work up to that role. Now, because of this, I did reassign Hazelpaw to the warrior apprentice path, and she got assigned to Cinnamon Tail. So, in essence, Cinnamon Tail did end up getting chosen for Hazelpaw. Hazelpaw decides to pick something to adorn her pelt as celebration, and then a newly made apprentice Bonepaw touches noses with her new mentor, Queen Rainstar, who is her grandmother. So I suppose Rainstar decided to keep most of the apprentices and the mentors in the family, except for Hazelpaw, because Cinnamon Tail really stood out in the last patrol that we did. So let's take a look at our new kitty cats, who are really cute right now. So we have Hazelpaw over here, who now has a rye stalk that she is wearing on her pelt. She is shameless, quick to make peace, and quick-witted. And her mentor Cinnamon Tail is confident. So I really love that we're keeping track of the traits. So she's gone from being a daydreamer as a newborn and kitten to being shameless, which I suppose is an intriguing transition. But it kind of makes sense that if she kind of spent most of her young days in the clouds, more or less, then she would increasingly start doing things that she doesn't feel a sense of shame over, or it's like she doesn't pay too much attention to what people around her are thinking because she's lost in her head. And she was the kitten who was spending a lot more time training than the others, so that's intriguing. And Cinnamon Tail is really confident, so maybe I could see Queen Rainstar feeling as though Cinnamon Tail would be the most ideal to take advantage of the shamelessness that Hazelpaw has and help direct her into really bold and challenging situations. So that's kind of exciting. And then we have Burnpaw, who is bloodthirsty. She's constantly claiming and oddly observant. She was the impulsive kitten. She was the impulsive one, and she's turned out bloodthirsty. Now her father, Foxclaw, is sneaky. Maybe her grandmother feels as though Foxclaw needs to teach Burnpaw some restraint. He needs to teach her how to be more tactful about the fact that she craves a good fight. And then we have Bonepaw, who is sneaky and quick-witted, and so she's very much like her father, which is funny because she is her father's favorite and her father's sneaky. But her grandmother, who I think is charismatic, she was shy as a youngster, so I could see her kind of, keeping to the edges of camp and becoming sneaky. But her grandmother is charismatic and a good fighter. So maybe Rainstar wants to try and challenge Bonepaw and kind of bring her to center stage instead of constantly sticking to the edges. it's going to be very intriguing to see how everything works out. And I truly wonder which of the three sisters is going to show talent. Typically, I say that the kitten or the apprentice who gets ahead of the others in the first moon, they're the ones who I consider to be naturally talented. And then if someone else kind of surpasses them, then I say they worked hard for it. But the cat that stands out, or the apprentice that stands out in the very first moon, probably when we check up next moon, that's the kitten who I'm going to say is probably the talented in the litter. So okay, that's all we have for the main events. Now we are checking up on the medicine cat den. Thankfully, no one is sick or hurt in the den. Out of the den, Ghostfeather has that sprain, Cinnamon Tail has fleas, and Hazelpaw still has that bee sting, so she's a little bit disadvantaged when she goes out today. In the medicine den log, Cinnamon Tail was given plantain as treatment for fleas. Wait, I just realized a whole combo is happening here. We have a whole combo that aren't going to be doing so well in patrols, because Cinnamon Tail is Hazelpaw's mentor, and Cinnamon Tail has fleas, and then Hazelpaw has a bee sting. I wonder how that's going to go. Okay, Scorch Hollow was given oak leaves as treatment for the small cut, and then it healed up. Hazel Kit was given dandelion as treatment for the bee sting, and then Hazelpaw gathered horsetail and mullein this moon. Okay, and that's all we have. Let's check up on the relationship events. Scorch Hollow gives Shining Stripe a big piece of fresh kill. Shining Stripe asks Bone Kid to watch his fresh kill so he can go to the dirt place. Flare Freckle chats with Freeze Fur while grabbing something to eat. Despite past disagreements, Scorch Hollow is kind to Flare Freckle in passing. Inkfeather didn't expect an apology from Foxclaw, but accepted it regardless. Inkfeather notices Lotus Gaze doing something generous. Foxclaw asks Flare Freckle for help resolving an argument with a friend. Foxclaw asks Bone Kid if there's something in his teeth. Ghostfeather mews congratulations to Flare Freckle for a job well done. When Ghostfeather gets hurt, Scorch Hollow is the first to ask if he's okay. Burn Kid says something bad about Freeze Fur that's been on everyone's mind. The clan hears Freeze Fur and Hazel Kit laughing together across the camp. Queen Rainstar helps Ghostfeather fix nests in the medicine den. Queen Rainstar bristles after being scolded by Burn Kid. Queen Rainstar purrs for a long time at one of Shining Stripe's lame jokes, and he is another one of her mates, her first mate. An injured butterfly lands in front of Cinnamon Tail and Burn Kit. They take turns nurturing it for a few days until it can fly again. Hazel Kit laughs a little too long at one of Cinnamon Tail's jokes. The clan is surprised to see Fierce Tooth and Lotus Gaze chatting casually over a meal. Fierce Tooth sees Burn Kit put something back where it belongs. Burn Kid is the only one who gets Midnight's joke. Midnight stops and thinks before assuming the worst of Lotus Gaze. When a clanmate passes by holding stinking herbs, both Lotus Gaze and Fierce Tooth gag. Lotus Gaze eats with Bone Kid all the time. After Midnight finished her food, Scorch Hollow noticed she made a mess. Bone Kid brought Scorch Hollow some dry bedding. A clanmate that went on patrol with Burnpaw and Scorch Hollow says they talked the entire time and almost left them behind. Hazelpaw didn't expect Cinnamon Tail to be so amicable today. Look at that! So Hazelpaw's already getting along well with her mentor. Flare Freckle doesn't respect Bonepaw's personal space lately. Yikes. And now for the cat list. So, I hope I remember all of this, but we need to go through what everyone's doing for the day. Then I need to matchmake, and then before we go to patrols, I actually want to see, in terms of the mentor rankings, like who has the best mentor and who is the most advantaged. We already know Hazelpaw and Cinnamon Tail have a slight disadvantage because one's got fleas and one's got a bee sting. But in terms of mentor experience, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen with that. But okay, Queen Rainstar is grooming herself, grooming her already silky soft coat. Foxclaw is debating on which prey to take from the fresh kill pile. Ghostfeather purrs as a cool breeze hits him. Freeze Fur is mediating a couple's relationship, most definitely mediating the relationship between Ghostfeather and Midnight. Cinnamon Tail is thinking about his life choices. Fiercetooth cowers in her nest during a particularly rough storm. Lotus Gaze got startled by a squirrel. Scorch Hollow is debating swimming to cool down. Hazelpaw was found napping in the warrior's den. Look at her. If she's not training, she's around the warriors somehow. Burnpaw starts a fight with another apprentice. You're starting a fight with one of your sisters. Who is it? Is it your youngest sister because your middle sister is napping? Bonepaw can't get anything done with this heat. I think she was fighting with Bonepaw. Midnight is snoring loudly in her sleep. Inkfeather is thinking about how too many cats die young. You know what? I can totally see her being worried about this now that the kittens are apprentices. Like, they are her granddaughters too. So I can see her getting worried about her granddaughters and whether or not they're going to survive to adulthood. Shining Stripe saw a two-legged kit playing with a kitty pet, and Flare Freckle is running after a colorful beetle. Okay, going to Freeze Fur, let's get Ghost Feather and Midnight. See if anything improves. Yes, trust, romantic interest, platonic like, comfort has increased, jealousy and dislike have decreased. So Ghost Feathers, what was I saying? I think his impression of Midnight has improved, and Midnight has fallen in love with Ghost Feather. And I'm not surprised by this at all. I think ever since she came in, she was inclined towards Ghost Feather, and her opinion of him has stayed pretty much high. So this is actually very nice and very sweet. Ghost Feather has to catch up to her, but this is nice. Okay, and now I want to check the mentor rankings to see who has the most experienced mentor. Okay, this is unsurprising. I mean, Rainstar is the queen and Foxclaw is the royal advisor. But Bonepaw, my favorite kitten, actually has a bit of an advantage because she has the most experienced mentor, her own grandmother, the queen. Then Burnpaw is in the middle with his father. Hazelpaw also has the disadvantage of Cinnamon Tail being the least experienced out of all the mentors. So I'm really wondering how she's going to be able to catch up to the others. But who knows, she might be naturally talented, we shall see. And for the moment of truth, our first patrol with the Apprentices. So we currently have 39.1 prey and we need 32.5. We cannot send off our royal physician because he is sick. So we're going to have a patrol of 6 and a patrol of 3. And I'm really curious how the mentors are going to organize the patrol this time around. So, Hazelpaw is sticking close to his mentors. Cinnamon Tail has decided that he's not going to take any chances. He and Hazelpaw are not in the best of state right now, so he really wants Hazelpaw to stick with him. While Queen Rainstar and Foxclaw have both decided that they want their apprentices to have their first patrol with their mother, Fiercetooth. Okay, fair enough. And then, of course, in the bigger patrol, we have Scorch Hollow and Lotus Gaze. So let's see what they get up to. While helping gather herbs, Hazelpaw stumbles upon a bush of red berries. Proceed. Hazelpaw confidently gathers them and prances back to camp, where she is then informed that red currants aren't a useful medicinal herb. Aww. At least she tried, but she was in a safe little bubble. And then we have Bonepaw, Burnpaw, and Fiercetooth. So let's see what they get up to. The patrol comes across a squirrel. It's engrossed in nibbling at a morsel beneath a tree. Proceed. Stealthily, Burnpaw stalks forward. The squirrel has no idea what's coming as she pounces on it and breaks its neck. Burnpaw sends a silent thanks to StarClan for this prey. A medium amount of prey is brought to camp, and Burnpaw, I'm not surprised. I mean, she's the bloodthirsty one, but it looks like she didn't even need any help from her mother to like go for that. She hauled back so much prey. We now have 60.7, and if we look at the experience of our kittens, Hazelpaw right now has 1. I suppose all the sisters equally have 1. We'll see who's talented among the sisters, I think, when we come back in the next episode, because that's when the divide's gonna start happening between them. But for now, this is kind of where we are at. And that is all we have for this episode. Our kittens finally became apprentices and went on their first patrols. Thankfully, everyone returned safely, but now the attention is gonna be on who's the most talented among them. With that said and done, I'm going to leave off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.